Hey, we're out here at the start of a ride, and I'm on the YT Scepter, and we are at the start of the off-road section for the San Diego BWR. So this is looking over San Dieguito Creek. Just up the road is the reservoir, Lake Hodges. And if you're not familiar with the BWR San Diego, I wouldn't call it a gravel ride. It's about 80, maybe 20 or 30 road versus off-road. And we're about to hit some of those cool off-road segments. And let's get to it. Okay, they've got the gate closed. They usually have it open for parking, and that's why. We've got a little bit of an overflow on the access road here. Fun, fun, fun. If they could get that to coincide with the BWR race, that would be a lot of fun. Coming up on another big rocky obstacle that has been flooded out. Yeah, we've got some gnarly rocks through there that people fly over during the race. Some make it, some don't, without getting a flat. Okay, a little bit of wetness out here. It's been raining a ton here in San Diego, and trail, although it's super hard packed, holding a little water. This is where it gets a little more gritty and rocky. Got to ride light over some of these embedded rocks. Such. But like I said, it's super hard packed, so I'm not doing any damage to the trail. Don't get all teary-eyed. Okay, turns. You know, the Scepter loves to turn. Just look where you want to go, and the Scepter will flow. Nice run. Got some punchy climbs as well, so I'll cut it off here and check back in shortly. You don't want to hear me huffing and puffing. Okay, back with you on this climb here. This is one of the punchy ones, and during the race, if you're not a light climber dude that went to the front, you're log jammed in here with a bunch of other riders. But okay, about the Scepter and the gearing. So it's got, at the low end, 38 and 44. And it's getting me up here just fine. So what I will say about the bike thus far, and which should probably hold true, is that I don't have any upgrades planned for it, either with the gearing's just fine, and everything from the tires wheels, everything's fine. Even the saddle, which I think is their own branded SDG saddle, is really pretty comfortable. Probably a touch, a little too narrow for me, but it's definitely noteworthy. No extra money you have to spend. Obviously, that's goes into the category of personal preference, but yeah, they did their design and research well at YT and covered all the bases. There's nothing, you know, really more annoying than having to swap out a bunch of stuff. I mean, like I did with the Grizzle 6 months ago. I mean, come on, Canyon. Why even bother putting that goofy saddle on the bike? And also, I had to upgrade the gearing on that bike as well. Came with a 42, I think. Yeah, 42 at the lowest, which isn't really cut it for most people, especially people like myself that are over the 200-pound mark. So anyway, yeah, everything's awesome. The 12-speed force axis from SRAM is awesome. I love this group set and the shifting, and even when I ride my road bike, which has Ultegra Di2, I have to think about those shifts sometimes, especially on the front derailleur, because of the 3 buttons you have to access. But this, just paddle left and right, pretty easy for your brain to figure out. And yeah, all right, let's hit this downhill. This is a rutted, choppy washboard. Section. Really hard pack when it's dry. I'm gonna kind of take it easy. It's a little wet, a lot of rocks. But love the Rudy over this. Awesome. Even though it's wet, still hard packed underneath. And feel the Rudy doing its thing. Soaking it up. So yeah, it's all off camber, slippery, rocky. Okay, in comparison to the Grizzle, which had a bigger tire by 3 mil, had a 45. It did just fine. I think that's why you hear people say, you don't need suspension on a gravel bike. Well, if you want a smoother ride, if you want the front tire in contact with the terrain, you do. And it takes me back to 20-something years ago when I got my first Judy RockShox suspension fork on my Trek mountain bike. It changed the game, definitely. So ignore those people. They've got issues, all sorts of issues, and they don't have an understanding of what the benefits of suspension are on an off-road bike. So there you have it. Yeah, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, smooth descent, picking up all the jarring bumps, and it is outperforming non-suspension alternatives. The Core is the Scepter, loving the turns, and that's again due to the geometry they brought into the game here on the bike. So it just goes around the tight turns much better than the Grizzle or any other gravel bike that is kind of derived or has the fundamental geometry from a road bike, rake or no rake. So this thing turns way better. Okay, I'm gonna climb here, check back in with you. We're gonna encounter here, and we've got to keep an eye out for these sharp embedded rocks. On my other gravel rigs, I used to try to run a compromise of different tires, the Schwalbe all-rounders, but I blew out too many of those to go back to that brand and tire. Too expensive, and I think if you get into rocks like this, it's just too soft a tire. While having something with some knobs on it, like this WTB tire, offers some protection. So yeah, you might lose 1 mile an hour or so on the pavement section in average speed, but you'll keep rolling over the rough stuff, have more traction, and it will be wiser on your riding budget. Okay, so your ground's already dried out in most places, better in the sun out here. And over these jarring bumps of these rocks, suspension doing its thing and not deflecting and slowing you down. So I noticed that on my other bike. You know, I pop the wheel up, slow you down a bit, but just soaks it up, allows you to go over it easier. Bonus. Okay, do a little climb here. Let's talk about the seat stay geometry. Canyon has the standard and didn't help you out, but YT made it more like a mountain bike angle. You can see the specs for that and the spec sheet, but having just come off my other bike straight onto this one just a couple of weeks ago, you can tell the difference. This stays planted. You don't feel like you need to pop out of the seat and potentially lose your traction base. So another huge bonus in making it mountain bike geometry. Okay, there was a bike launch last week by Envy of the new Mog bike, and they were out here, some journalists were out here, and they included this little sketchy rock section in their videos. I thought was cool. easy today. There's the storms. Things have been rearranged. Oh, that rock shot is awesome. All right. Got a smooth section here that usually all gravel got packed down with all the weather. And we are sailing right over it. And we're going into a kind of off-hammer, loose gravel turn. Used to have to kind of tiptoe through that on the Grizzle and my other Stigmata gravel bike, but not on this. The handling is much more dialed in. Again, going back to that geometry. And we got a surprise up here where on my other bikes I would stay on this fire road. We are going to take the mountain bike trail which parallels this, and it's pretty fun. So I wouldn't attempt to do that on my old bikes just because it's just rattle my teeth out of my head and there's no fun. But on this, it should be fun. So this will be my first time taking it, and let's see what we got. All right, where are we? All right, here we go. Scepter on the mountain bike trail. Oh, rocky. No problem. Fun. Oh yeah, this is cool. Again, this is hard packed, so it's like to maintain trails, no worries. This is so hard packed out here, not gonna matter. Ooh, rail in the groove there. Nice rut. Rut channel. Okay, awesome, awesome. And Scepter's really playful on these tight, twisty trails. And a little bit like my Stigmata, which was built up like a, or I think they had a cyclocross design in mind for that, because it was unforgiving stiffness in the triangle, the rear, and really could accelerate hard out of the turns. It was a unforgiving ride in all other regards, which is okay for cyclocross bike. Okay, not only is it doable, light cross-country mountain bike trails, but it is fun. On this bike. And yes, a skilled rider could do this. Pretty much any kind of bike, but could you do it fast, safe, and fun? No. And would you want to do it again and again? Definitely not. But on this just makes this bike much more of a value, especially if you're just looking to just have one bike. This would definitely be it for me right now, unless I lived closer to more awesome mountain bike trails. This is just so versatile and capable. Okay, back on the smooth stuff. A little bit here. It's Lake Hodges. A couple summers ago, the water was up a good 30, 40 feet higher. But good thing we've had all this rain, or else it would be looking very bleak. Indeed. Okay, another section here. I love the shifting, the paddle shifting on this. Allows you to make really quick decisions. You don't have to think about it, or sometimes on these one bike systems, they get hung up a little bit, for sure, and you mess up your shifts, but they're not ideal. This is just a no-brainer system. Left low, right harder. Okay, finito with this trail section. Okay. And tiptoeing through the rock-like tulips here, hopping over some wet roots, all well within the Scepter's capability. Ooh, nice little creek crossing. Awesome stuff. Oh, here we are at the Hernandez Hideaway. I cannot recommend this out at Lake Hodges, but I think it's okay. All right, check back in with you. Over and out. All right. Trails that are ideal for this unit. Ideal for fun. Slick out here. Glad I have a little knob on the tire. Ooh, nice little creek crossing. Fun, fun, fun. Great time of year to ride. Definitely gets bone dry out here in the summer. Got to get out early or not at all. Little rock sections here. Takes a little bit of skill. Super fun stuff. There's your cactus. GoPro, stop. Bike behind you. Fun sections here, ripping through. You know, it's all doable in really any kind of bike, but it's a matter of how fast you get through here for some, and how safe, and if you have the ability to get up over these rocks. Scepter does it. Super underrated bike. Front end comes up super easy for those obstacles. Thank you. And back to it, just whipping around. Creek crossing, tree branches, roots. All easy to get over. Super maneuverable. Playful. Get bike of the year. Bike of the decade. I haven't ridden any of those other more mountain bike like bikes, but gravel bikes out there. But as far as I know, they're not as fun as this, and capable, well-rounded as this rig. Look at this thing, and my skill level too. Counts for something. But yeah, going over that stuff, skill level not, would have been a little bit tough, or tougher on my Grizzle, or the bike before that, the Stigmata. This front end comes up super easy, and again, just super fun and capable. Let's keep going. Got the creek crossing. I could do that all day. I have to come out here on a regular basis. Okay, last little bit here. We'll talk about gearing and really enjoying the gear spread of this Axis 12-speed SRAM Force selection. So definitely you can notice the difference between this and my 11-speed that I had before. So this offering some better choices, a little tighter ratios, especially on that last section where it's just a little bit of a grinder, just enough of a pitch there to have you hunting for the right gear. 11 speed, either grind it out or spin it out, and this, I think it was just right. Another bonus. Right. Nice and green out here. For now, that will change shortly. Yeah, I can't get enough sailing around these some of these slippery turns here, especially the off-camber ones on this bike. You don't have to tiptoe through it like I had to on other gravel bikes and cyclocross bikes. Pick your line and go for it. Right. So I hope you enjoyed that ride along as I'm getting more familiar with my new ride here, the SZEPTER CORE 4. If you have any questions, if you're thinking about buying one, I think the sale is still on, 25% off. Definitely helps in my decision-making process, and yeah, go for it. This is a super fun bike, super capable. You can take on the majority of both non-super gnarly trails that are just meant for mountain biking, and does pretty darn well on the road. I was riding along with some roadies the other day. I was definitely putting in more effort, but yeah, as long as you're not trying to stay in a super fast pace line and just save it for where it counts, you'll be happy. And this thing's a very capable climber. I used to mentally worry about this little section here. It's a little tricky on my other bikes, but on this, that back end is planted. That Geometry choice is working. And this climb was a lot easier. Okay, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Hope you liked the video. If you're considering a YT Scepter, do it. It's an awesome bike. Super fun. 2 weeks into it, and I'm still getting to know it. I haven't ridden it too much because of the weather, but absolutely loving it. This is the bike that I'm going to be putting the most miles on between this, my mountain bike, my road bike for sure. You can do it all. Yeah, there's another example there of a kind of a tricky little descent with thick gravel. Okay. All right, like I said, hit me up with questions, and we'll catch you up on the next one. All right, take care.